Help if I put it in gear, wouldn't it? Morning. Bonjour. Oh my word. Garlic overload. I'm struggling with garlic overload this morning. It's Sunday, by the way. Who wants to be a trucker? Sunday, 10:51. I should be home in bed struggling with garlic overdose. Blimey, you know what? There's a whole swarm of geese coming over. I don't know if you can see them. I think they're out of shot. Oh, goose shit, incoming. We're going to get peppered. Huh? Bad enough dealing with bears. Gooses. So, yeah, 10:52 Sunday. There's more over there. Jeez. 10:52 in the morning. I'm under attack. Oh, the rubbish bin's going to fall over as well. No, there's not much in it. So anyway, yeah, Sunday morning I'm heading to North Yorkshire. I'm going to Glews truck stop, for those that know. It's alright on a Sunday. Not sure what time I'm going to get up there. I should get up there by about 4:30, 5 o'clock, I reckon. Depending.
Turn right, Normandy Way.
Depends how my bladder holds up. 233 mile. Nice little jaunt on a Sunday.
Turn right.
We've got a slight, well, it depends whether you call it an advantage or not an advantage. I'm loaded. I loaded on Friday. So I don't have to go onto the docks. The downside of that is that I quite like going into the docks on Sundays. I've got paid overtime rate, so they can have me sat in there all day long. I don't care how long I sit in there, because I'm getting paid extra. But I don't have that today, so we're just get in the truck, do your checks. I've refueled on Friday. Everything's ready to go. So all I had to do is get in the truck, unpack my bag, and warm the cab up sufficiently enough for me to feel comfortable to drive.
Cross the roundabout and take the first exit, Normandy Way.
So yeah, so our plan roughly is same old, head north,
Roundabout and take the first exit.
go onto the M3, A34, stay there, A34, M40, A43, A5, M1, M180, and then it goes on to the M6 something or other, I don't know, whatever it is. Anyway, going to Goole, G-O-O-L-E, Goole, not as in Goole as in like ghost Goole. I think you spell it slightly differently, don't you? It might be the same. That might be where they came from, so we might have a paranormal experience tonight. I've stopped in there before and I certainly didn't have any paranormal experiences, and they have a no fridge policy. Now I know some people are going to go, well, we need fresh food. Well, how do you think the fresh food gets to the shops? Yeah, I know all of that. You know, I've driven fridge units myself. I know all of that. Don't mean I want one part next to me rattling away and keep me awake all night. No, bugger off. Go and find somewhere else. You choose to do fridges, you put up with the noise, but don't inflict it on others. You know what I mean? I don't like them. Not rubbish down there. So yeah, that's the plan. So what happened this weekend? I finished Friday lunchtime. I was home nice and early. I got home and I was really tired, so got home, sorted myself out, and I went to bed for a couple of hours. The gorgeous Kira was still working; she didn't finish till 5, and so I thought I'd get to bed. I slept like the dead. I had about 2 hours kip, which didn't necessarily mean I felt better, but I just, you know, that means you've caught up on 2 hours of sleep, doesn't it? So and then we decided that there's a little pub stroke restaurant down the road from us. It's about 10-minute walk. And we decided to get our glad rags on and wander down for a few pints and a bite to eat. And it changes, it doesn't change hands, it's still owned by the same owner, but I don't know. It goes under a different guise every 4 or 5 months, you know. One minute it's like a carvery type place, next minute it's an Italian, next minute it's pub home comfort food, next minute it's something else. It's like, just make up your mind what you want to be and then do it. And they keep changing, and I don't know whether it's an owner thing or whether it's a I don't know what it is. I've got my suspicions, but yeah, it's a funny old place, and the thing is, it's quite nice in there. It's quite nice in there. Staff are always friendly, and it's, you know, and it's convenient for us to go and have a pint. It's the only place we can walk to for a pint, and for that reason alone, it's still £5 a pint of lager though.
Turn right at A326, Archwood bypass.
£5 for a pint of Amstel. Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's the way it is, isn't it, these days? So anyway, we had a couple of pints in there, and we had ooh, you can't see it over there. Someone's hit the traffic lights. Oh, Jesus! How the hell did they hit that? My God alive! So anyway, yeah, it didn't start well. We had we ordered it was chicken liver patty with a onion chutney. Sounded nice. We'll go over that for starters. It comes out. Now they're not technically lying, are they? Onion chutney. I wasn't expecting fine cut fucking Branston pickle. Do you know what I mean? It was like, that was a little bit of a disappointment. So I said to the girl come over, she goes, "Is everything all right?" I said, "Yeah, apart from the Branston." She went, "Branston?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "It's, you know, okay, it's not necessarily incorrect, but I wasn't expecting Branston pickle." And I've got to admit, the patty was all right, but it was.
After 900 feet, go right on the roundabout and take the second exit, A35, Tottenham bypass.
I've had better at Tesco's basic range is on the same part. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't nothing special.
Turn right on the roundabout and take the second exit.
But you know, all in all, it was all right. So we said that to them, and the girl was, "Oh, I'm really sorry, really sorry." And we both had steaks. Knobber. We both had steaks, and to be fair, although I had a rare and the gorgeous Kira wanted a medium, and they both came out, well, either they got them muddled up, but hers looked a little bit more rarer than mine. But to be fair, the steak was really nice. It was a really nice steak, and the chips were nice. They weren't none of this triple cooked. They were cooked once. I did check this. They were cooked just the once. And what else do we have with it? Chips, and I think it was a bit of salad, and there was something else, but I can't remember what it was. But anyway, it was really, really nice. Couldn't fault it, you know. It was good. It was good. So all in all, but we got a bill at the end of the day, and it come through, and I didn't really check it because I don't bother. I just don't. Just pay it. And I looked at it afterwards, and they'd knocked off one of the starters, knocked the price off one of the starters. But I did give the it was 94 quid. And that included a bottle of wine, 4 pints of Amstel at £5 a pint, 2 starters and 2 mains. So yeah, you know, it was all right, doable, and absolutely exceptional service for this young lady. And I gave her a tenner tip, and yeah, it was good. It was good. So we had a good night out on the dome. Leisurely started the day on Saturday, then we mooched about. I think we Got a bit of DIY done, hung some pictures for the gorgeous Kira in her office, finished that off. Hung some lights up, got some lights going, and put some handles on the chest of drawers. And then, what else do we do? Went to Tesco's. Oh, and then I cooked. Now I fancied. I got a tiger loaf, not a huge massive one, but it was like next size down, sort of mid-size. And I got a camembert cheese, you know, the round ones, cut round it at the loaf, at the top of the loaf. So I made a hole, back camembert size, stuffed the camembert down in there. Well, I put a load of salt and pepper in there first, a bit of olive oil, and a load of basil leaves. I've got a big chunk of basil, chop them up, spread them all round on the inside. And then I put the whole camembert in there, slit the tops of the camembert, and stuffed garlic cloves into it. So I got a garlic clove, then cut it in half, so it wasn't a whole clove, so it was half a clove. But I must have used about half a dozen cloves into one camembert. Bit more olive oil drizzled all over the bread, and then salt and pepper, bit more basil chucked around, and then straight into the oven. And we had that about 4ish. Oh my word! Oh yeah, and then I sliced the ends of the bread and got a mozzarella cheese and put that in it. So that was really nice. Made a hell of a mess, but it was just it was garlic overload. And then what did I do for? Oh yeah, then we bought some chicken. I bought some chicken breasts, load of streaky bacon. Cut the chicken breast in half, so like, you know, so it's sliced it open, so there's like a flap. Peeled it back. Got a Boursin garlic cheese. Cut 2 big sliced chunks of that off. Worked into the chicken, closed the chicken up, and then wrapped it tightly in streaky bacon. So it's like a parcel. You know, you couldn't see the chicken anymore. Into the oven it goes, along with we had stuffed mushrooms and stuffed peppers, which I cheated with. We bought them at Tesco's. You go into where the veggies down to the chiller end, and they have all the, you know, like the noodly type stuff and all that sort of thing, and a load of fresh vegetables, and they're just stuffed mushrooms that have a bit of cheese and breadcrumbs in them, really like garlic, more garlic. And then the stuffed mushrooms had a bit of like it was almost like a risotto-y type mixture in them, red peppers. You just whack them in the oven and they're done. They're perfect. Really, really great accompaniment. And, you know, we had some asparagus that I just steamed. Oh my word. Lovely. But garlic. Ooh. Yeah. Played I up. Well, played us both up.
M27, then take the motorway.
But it was really nice. So we suffered the pain. We didn't have a late night. What did we watch on TV? Oh, we watched I don't know if you like Louis Theroux. We watched Louis Theroux, however you pronounce his last name. Watched him and what's her name? The actress that played M in Bond. Dame Judi Dench. Oh, she's brilliant. And if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I don't know whether it was on iPlayer or wherever it was. Go and watch it on Catch Up TV. It's a great interview of a living legend, and she is. You can't deny that. She is brilliant. And so unassuming, and so I don't know, gracious. There's just so many words to describe that lady. She is just lovely. You know, she's absolutely spot on. I've got all the time in the world for her. Very elegantly spoken and speaks her mind, but speaks it clearly, concisely, and her thoughts. So you're in no doubt how she thinks. You know, perfect. She's a perfect human being. So the interview was very, very good. Very, very good. And she's very humble with all of this as well, by the way. So, yeah, no, it's very good. So you get a chance to watch that. And I think that was about it, really. Didn't get a particularly good night's sleep. I was either kept awake by the gorgeous Kira and her fantastic ability to be able to snore. And the cat jumping on my head every half hour or so. So between the two of them, they did a proper job of keeping me awake. So thank you very much. So we are now just past Randoms. I've got coffee and biscuits to consume on the way up now, and also a Danish pastry, which I might or might not have. I don't know. See how I feel. I feel a bit like a condemned man. I've got the doctors on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going for more tests on Wednesday, and then I'll see the doctor on Thursday. And I can almost know. I know what he's going to say. So I feel like a condemned man before I'm put onto a strict regime of eating nuts and berries and foraging in the fucking hedgerows. Right, so we'll see what happens with that. We did have a long discussion about if the worst case scenario came around. Now the worst case scenario would be you're fat, you've had a heart attack, and I've got over from the DVLA, and you're not going to get your licence back for 6 months, or maybe longer. Now, that's worst case scenario. I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, but, and this is a but, because I've you know, you always got to have a plan B, and I've always had a plan B. There is a plan B in place at the moment, but we've stretched it a little bit further this time, because I've been thinking more about it. So, we have two options, or a combination of the two, which I suspect will be a combination of the two. And the combination of the two is I'll lose my HGV entitlement, and that will take anything from 4 to 6 to maybe 12 months to get back. It really does depend. That's worst case scenario. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but you know, you got to let's not let it be a surprise, you know. Plan B. When I was agency working, I used to scrap out electrical goods, anything from washing machines to TVs to small appliances to any metal that I could, and scrap it out. I used to sell, and one thing I didn't do was I used to scrap it. I used to find out what was wrong with the washing machine, so I knew where the dodgy part was likely to be, and then I would sell all the other good parts on eBay, strip the parts down, and it was always a no quibble warranty. If it doesn't work, you get it. If you don't work, I'll just instantly refund you. It's simple as that. You don't have to send it back. You don't have to justify why you did it, or if, you know, I'll just send it back. So it's just easier to do it that way. I'm coming over, mate. I'm coming over. Thank you. And I actually made a fair bit of money from that, and I was only doing it really part time. And if I'd scaled that up to be full time, I would have made it was a half decent living. But I didn't have the room. And Kira didn't like a load of washing machines in the back garden being dismantled. I could sort of see that. But needs must. So, my plan, the plan B, there's plan B and there's plan C and there's plan BC. So I suspect it would be plan BC. Now, plan B would be that I do that. But I'd run it along, I possibly would run it along plan C. And plan C is a bit of a no, not an escapade, but it's something I've done before, so it's not like I'm virgin to it. And I might go down the route of buying a van and going couriering.
M3 towards Winchester for 7.5 miles.
I'm not interested in doing courier work for Amazon or Yodel or anything like that. That's multi-drop, 80 parcels a day, bugger off. You know, that's, and getting. You know, I was talking to the owner of the Amazon yard next to us a little while back during the summer. He only pays these guys £90 a day. £90 a day. £90 a day. No. 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 Just no. No. You know? For that level of work, I'd be wanting more, and you ain't going to get it. So that's not how it works. So there are courier exchange platforms, a number of them that I've looked into, and I'd probably maybe sign up to a couple of those and just wing it. Become a self-employed courier, traipsing around the UK. Probably still doing a bit of tramping, sleeping in the back of the van, but it'd be under my own terms, and I wouldn't be out every night. Might be a couple of nights a week, depending on what jobs I get. You know, I'll go wherever the wind blows. I've got no particular, you know, it's not like I've got to be back for the kids or a certain time of day every day to allow the wife to go out to work. That's not how it works. I tramp at the moment, so you know, my time's my own, and we could do. And a van would be helpful for us to go to France. So we've already decided that could be a way. You know, that's killing two birds with one stone and making our life easy in the long run. It's not overly expensive to set up. There's a little bit of outlay, but yeah, you know, when you're looking at ways of making money, we could do with it. We could do it without having to take any loans out. You know, it's just something that we could do, and that's buying a half decent van, setting ourselves up. I've set myself up with all the relevant insurances that you need to have, and all the yeah. Do you know what I mean? So there is that possibility, and then combined, even if it's dead, I'll do a bit of scrapping out, and we'll go down that route, because there's good money in scrap metal at the moment. You know. So that's worst case scenario, and as we were talking about it, we were actually going, do you know what, you know, if I carry on doing what I'm doing, which is trucking, and the doctor says to me, you need to lose weight and you need to do some exercise, I say, well, okay, yeah, that's fine, I can eat more healthily, you know, I don't eat overly, and this is the worrying bit, I don't eat horrendously bad. It's not brilliant, I'll give you that, but I don't do Burger King, McDonald's or KFC, which I think is the devil's food anyway. I don't do that. I rarely have a Greggs. If I do, it's probably maybe once or twice a month. If you're lucky, I'll have a Greggs. I had a dirty burger the other day. I won't hold back. I had a dirty burger the other day, but it's a burger with a bit of onion in it. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit of cheese. There's far worse things to do, but my downfall is, well, there's two things. A, I've got a sweet tooth, and it's not like I'm stuffing myself with bars of chocolate either. Maybe at a weekend I might have a little bit of chocolate, but during the week I don't go in and every time I go in a shop I buy a bar of chocolate. I've done that, but I do like my cake. Bit of a cake fiend. You know, like Mr. Kipling's apple and blackcurrant pies and stuff like that. You know, the little tarts. Yeah, I like those. And it's things like that. And old Jacob's Club biscuits, either orange or mint. Yeah, I could go into a fight for one of those if I was really sort of, you know, needing one. Yeah, I'd win. I wouldn't play clean either. I'd fight dirty. Yeah. So yeah, things like it's just things like that. But the biggest one for me is lack of exercise. I've always been a big lad, always. Even when I was in the army, I was a big lad, and I was just on the border of being just fit enough to do what I needed to do. You know, just enough to get away with it. and that was it. And if I and the thing is, I knew that, and if I'd have screwed the bob in and made more of an effort, I could have been a lot fitter, and that's always been the case. And around 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, it was a good year and a half, maybe 2 years before I started doing this. I started cycling because my knees are a bit knackered, my back's knackered. I suffer from what's it called? Where you get a trapped nerve in your back and it affects your legs and you can't walk properly. You know, you know what I mean. You're like, oh yeah, it was horrible. So I get that if I walk a distance, and I also get the pains in my heels as well every now and again if I do a lot of walking. Typical BMW, don't know where he's going. If you spotted that, and a bit like myself, turn that off, and yeah, I was cycling. I was doing a lot of cycling. I was sort of semi-self-employed at the time, and I was doing a bit of agency work, and I had free time, and I really enjoyed it. I mean, I would cycle to from New Milton, where I lived, up to Salisbury. You know, it's a 50-mile round trip, and I'd do that once a week, or I'd do 50-mile trips once a week. I'd probably do a 30 or 40 or 50 mile at least once a week, and the rest were all 10, 15, sometimes 20 miles. I'd be cycling 3 or 4 times a week. I'd sort of do it nearly every other day, or every 3 days I'd go for a good ride. And I really enjoyed it, I loved it. And I lost near on 2.5, 3 stone. Over a sort of 9-month period, and then I started on here, and then of course I put it all on, and that was the last time I rode a bike, more or less. I've been to Holland and rode bikes, but nowhere near the level that I was, and it annoys me, and it's just down to not having time. And people say, oh yeah, you can make time. Well, that's very difficult, but when you're doing a 15-hour day, you're only taking 9 hours off, and in that 9 hours you've got to be fed, showered, and get a good level of sleep. So, you know, you're wanting 6 to, you know, if you don't get 7 hours, that's only an hour before, then you've got to be in bed. And in that hour, you've got to get showered, go to the loo, get something to eat, chill out. It's an hour. And then if you want to sleep for 7 hours, then you get up an hour before you're due to hit the road. It doesn't really stack up, does it? How am I supposed to get an hour's riding or a half-hour riding in that? And where do I put my bike? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Plus the fact you just worked done. You've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning. It's 5 o'clock. You pull over. Oh, I know what. I'm going to get my bike out, put it all together. Because wherever I stored it, I'd have to dismantle it. So I semi-dismantle it. It's just not enough hours in the day to do it. I could go for a run. What, run round a... Yeah, please, behave yourselves. I've got knackered knees, that's why I took up cycling. You know, I've got to... So it's really difficult. So we were talking about it, and we said, actually, you know, we need to get fitter, both of us. We're both guilty. And, you know, if I wanted to get fitter, then I need to change jobs. So actually, if he does turn around to me and say, you've got to do something drastic here, boy. It could be a blessing in disguise, and I could change direction. So, not riding on Wednesday and Thursday, to be honest with you. Slightly apprehensive by it all, which probably won't help my blood pressure. So we'll just have to see what happens and see how it pans out. But yeah. So if it all goes pear-shaped on Wednesday, I will do a separate video altogether. I'll sit down, comfort me owner. And and I'll do a video explaining exactly what's happening. I'll keep you in the loop. If not, and then I'll let the videos just run on as per normal, and then you'll be hearing me talking about what could possibly happen, and you'll hear this. So that's more or less the plan. Unless there's any fuck with me on the way up, I'm just going to enjoy the drive up today, and I'll put you on as I go into the truck stop, and that'll probably be my lot, because I've waffled on for God knows half an hour, 45 minutes already, I think.
Take the exit, Winchester bypass.
So yeah, that's you fully updated on the state of play and short-term, medium-term plans. And
After 3 quarters of a mile, keep left.
we will just go from there. And whatever's thrown at us, we'll deal with it. But like I said, a bit of me actually goes, as much as I love doing what I do, a bit of me goes, I'd actually like the opportunity to work for myself again. Work for myself again and get myself fitter. Have my life on my terms rather than on somebody else's, which is how it is at the moment in this game. Of course, I didn't know. I could have said no to working today, but you know, I'm off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, unpaid. We don't get sick pay here. You get the statutory sick pay, which is 90 quid a week. Which is, you know what in the grand scheme of things, 90 quid ain't gonna really do a great deal. You know. So you can't really rely, you know, sick pay. You can't build that into the equation at all. It ain't gonna do the trick. And we're in a lucky position, like I said before. I've always said we're in a lucky position where gorgeous Kira earns good money. She earns far more than I do. Far more. And I'm on a good wage. So we're comfortable. You know, we can ride any storm that's thrown at us, even just on one wage. And we've got stuff put away, and we're okay. And that is an amazingly lucky situation to be in. But you know, we've got to. Sometimes you got to think, okay, what's going to work best for us? And like I say, putting Plan B and Plan C in together might actually be the better thing. Because Plan A, which is what I'm doing at the moment, might actually kill me. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah. So anyway, I'm talking. I think I'm probably repeating myself like I normally do. I'll speak to you later on, and it'll probably be fairly way up. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be as I go into Glews truck stop. So I'll speak to you at some point, no doubt. Cheers. Hello. Just had a 45-minute break along the A5 there, and then pulled away from the lay-by. Warning light comes up, says the bulb's gone. Not an unusual scenario for a Mercedes. So pulled into the next lay-by. Yeah, main bulb gone. So just spent 5 minutes changing that over, and there's a.
After a quarter of a mile, cross the roundabout and take the second exit, A5 road.
It's very simple to change the bulb. It's really not difficult. There's a number of screws you've got to undo, and most are captive. Well, they're all captive, apart from one. That's the one I dropped and then couldn't find it. Thankfully I found it again, but it took me a couple of minutes. That was the longest part, looking for the captive, the screw that should have been captive. So don't know what it is about Mercedes, but they don't half blow headlight bulbs. Where are you going, Sonny? Straight ahead? Oh no, all the way around. Good. So yeah, we're all back to working. Oh, it's quite cold out there. I was in my shorts. In my shorts and slippers. Stay there. Yeah, it's a bit nippy. But uneventful journey. Apart from the bulb blowing. Stop for a bite to eat. Headed on. Yeah, changing the bulbs, just lift a little flap and you immediately have to undo a screw which pulls a bit of the bodywork away, a bit of the trim, and then you do another screw which releases the handle that you've just opened up. What? Don't get me, I don't understand on that. So you then release, which then exposes, once you pull the trim away, it sort of hinges out. 4 captive screws which hold the headlamp body in. Undo those, and then the headlamp swings out on a hinge, and then you unclip there's a back cover for the headlamp shroud. You unclip that, and that's about it really. Anyway, I've got a phone call. I'll speak to you later. Hello. Time now 16:25. Dark up here, isn't it? Blimey, 25 past 4, pitch black dark. What's going on? On the M18, heading for the M62. And we're just going past Doncaster North Services. Uneventful journey up. A little bit of slow traffic as I come off onto the M18, but no great shakes. Didn't really lose any time. And we've got about 11 miles to go. So, had a good chat with an old mate on the way up. So we'll go back quite a few years. So it's good to catch up. He was on his way working, heading up to start work for Monday morning. Wanted to be somewhere for early Monday morning. And yeah, it's good to catch up with him. Don't speak that often, but keep meaning to catch up. We used to live more or less next door to each other at one stage. But I moved away, and he's moved. Him and his partner have moved, so we don't get to see each other that often now. It's good to catch up. Gorgeous Kira's been to Costco. Probably spent a fortune today. All I wanted was blue roll. Not new roll, blue roll. You know, the blue one, the big hand blue ones. I'll get through that in the truck. Brilliant. And they're so cheap at Costco, it's unbelievable. Pull over. I almost thought about pulling into the stockyard about 20 minutes ago. I thought, no, let's make my day a bit easier tomorrow. So I don't know how that's going to pan out, because after I've unloaded here, now I know what's in it, and it normally takes 2 to 3 hours. So call it 3 hours. So I'm in for 7:30. If they get on me straight away, it'll be they're normally the 2 or 3 times that I've been here before. Yes, I have been here before. They're normally on it pretty much straight away. Might be half hour delay. 2 to 3 hours. So you're looking at 7:30, 8, 9, 10, anywhere between 10 and 11 o'clock, call it 11 o'clock. I then got to drive over to Leeds. That's a good hour. maybe hour 15, something like that. Call it an hour. 12:15. Then I'm going to get box off. And who knows how long that's going to take. I could be in and out in 20 minutes. I could be there a couple of hours. So who knows? Then I've got to travel all the way back down to Southampton empty. The company doesn't mind working like that because travelling down empty because they get paid both ways. So get the box off, get better fuel economy. Probably 4 tonne lighter. The box is a 40-foot box weighs around 4 tonne, anywhere 3,800 to 4 tonne. Call it 4 to round it up. It has to makes a bit of a difference. And then I will have a rattly old trailer. Skittish to say the least. So this was quite busy when I first got onto it, but it's quite quiet now. Cool, that's where we're heading for. So I've only had to stop the once for a break, and then I had to stop again about 5 minutes later to change headlamp bulb. Done 4 hours 44 driving so far today, 2 hours 20 in this stint. We've got about 7, just over 7, well, under 8 miles to go. A bit of rain on the way up, not a great deal. Well, at one point it sort of chucked it down and then it eased off more or less straight away. Gorgeous Kira gave me a Scotch egg to bring up with me. Oh, thank you very much. She said, yeah, I had the other one, but gave me really bad indigestion. Ah, it'll be alright, I'll take that, thank you very much. No, really bad indigestion. God alive. If she hadn't said that it gave her really bad indigestion, I would have thought I was having a heart attack. Belgian? Cool. I could belch for England. We watched a bit of football last night. First football we've watched. We watched Holland, USA. Kira being the orange side of things. And Dutch. Cheered the Dutch team on and they won, so yeah, good. But other than that, I haven't watched any of the football. No, England are playing tonight, so I won't be staying up to watch it. I won't be watching it. I'll be fucked up in my bed, I suspect. Well, no, suspect I will be. So when I park up, I'm probably only about half hour away from where I am, where I need to be. I'm not very far away, so I've got to be there for 7:30. So I'll probably put my card in about 6 and mooch off about 6:30. Yeah, no great rush in the morning. Get over there, get tips, go over to Leeds, box off and then head south and see where I end up. Depends on what they've got lined up for tomorrow. Yeah, it really does depend on what time what the plan is for tomorrow. Tuesday. I need to be back fairly sharpish on Tuesday because the signs. Let's hope the roads aren't closed here. Doesn't tell me what junction I need to come off, but I need to be over in this right hand lane. As we're heading to Glews. Doesn't say any of the roads are closed, but I don't know. It's when they put blooming junction numbers on.
Take the road away.
Okay, I'll do that. No, it should be just down the road. It should only be about 4 miles down the road. So as long as my junction isn't shut, we'll be alright.
Keep right, then take the road away.
It'll be just my luck that it bloody is. Well, I'll be back at the stockyard. That's only 20 minutes half hour down the road.
M18, towards Glews, for 3 miles.
Well, it's a bit wet up round here. So excuse the wipers. It's fairly dark for you, no street lights. As we're nearly here. There's a big river we go across, I'm sure there is. We're chucking some spray up. Now this place there's barriers and tickets and buttons you've got to press and all sorts. Stayed here before. Then you've got to wander across and pay. Oh dear. Ooh, blimey. Come straight onto that, a bit sharpish. Junction 36 we're coming off at. At one stage I was coming up to Hull on a regular basis. And it was always one, it was a Sunday job when you sort of got into the, you had to be 6 o'clock.
Take the exit 36, A614, towards Glews.
So I haven't done that in ages now. So here we go. If you can see in the distance on the left, there's a garage. Well, that's sort of where we're heading for. There's actually a couple of truck stops around here. As long as I can get off the junction, we'll be home and dry. See the truck stop on the left. You'll be able to see how busy it is as we go by.
Take the exit 36.
Yeah, so we can get off. Actually looks a little busy in there. Oh, there's plenty of spaces. I stopped right in the middle last time. Probably do the same again. Is that tanker boy? Oh, there's loads of room in there. Where's McDonald's? No.
After 900 feet, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, A614, towards Moorcliffe.
There's also bears in here as well, so watch out for them. Hopefully no
Go
llamas.
left on the roundabout and take the first exit.
I know there's bears. Ready to pounce on you as you come out.
After 600 feet, go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, Rawcliffe Road, then turn left.
So we don't go through the garage. We go down to the roundabout.
Go left on the roundabout and take the first exit, then turn left. Turn left, Rawcliffe Road, then turn right.
Thought he was coming on out then. Right. Yeah, it's beeping, so I've got to lean out and get a ticket. Okay. Bought myself a ticket. Oh, be quiet. Keep away from the fidgets. I'm going here. This will do me. So now I'm here. Busy old road there, but I'll quieten down later. I shall speak to you all in a bit. Well, tomorrow morning. Speak to you later.